Welcome to the very first The Cowboy and the Professor Cooks. It's right before Thanksgiving, so today what I'm going to make is something that it's my dad's favorite, pretty much the whole family's. It's banana pudding, right? It's a Texas thing, right? So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll dive right in. The ingredients are pretty easy. 8 ounces of softened Philadelphia cream cheese. You want to get together 14 ounces of Eagle brand condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. Now this is simple, I like French vanilla. You want 5 ounces of instant French vanilla pudding mix. And then you want 12 ounces, this is a 16 ounce, but I'm going to use 12 ounces of Cool Whip in it. About 6 to 8 bananas, and of course vanilla wafers. You gotta have vanilla wafers, and don't scrimp, buy real vanilla wafers. So you begin with lining a dish with your vanilla wafers. So you line up the whole bowl, the bottom of your pan with vanilla wafers. So what, I'm always curious to what people think. There's something in my family that we make during Thanksgiving and Christmas as well. It's called Pokey's pudding. But my brother doesn't like Pokey's pudding, so we're going to go with the old banana pudding, so he'll be happy during Thanksgiving. So you just continue to layer the bottom of your pan, and they may not all fit, but just try to get as much of the bottom coated with vanilla wafers that you possibly can. And then you add your bananas. So it depends, like the ripeness of the banana really depends on when you're going to be serving this. So we're about 3 days out. So I want to get kind of firm but not overly ripe bananas because I don't want them to be mushy by the time Thanksgiving happens. So you just cut them, I don't know, into 1/4 of an inch, you think? 1/2 inch. Little pieces, and then you just line the bottom of it with all your bananas. So our dog, he loves to be, if anybody's in the kitchen, he wants to be in the kitchen, and then there's a cat meowing in the back. So we have lots of animals in our house, but he's not supposed to be in the kitchen, but he likes to be in the kitchen. So you just kind of have to deal with that. So you keep just layering the bottom of the pan with your bananas. There's different cookies you can use. I've seen something called Chesapeake, I think is what they're called, Chesapeake cookies. They're probably a little fancier, a little bougier cookie, if that's what you want, if you want a fancier banana pudding. But for this one, my family likes just plain old vanilla wafers. This is something that my mama used to make. And actually, there's a funny story. On my mom's side, my grandmother, she had a caretaker towards the end. And there was this joke. She said she made the best banana pudding. And so all anybody would talk about was how wonderful this banana pudding was. And when we had it, it was all right. But it was kind of a funny story because my grandmother just went on and on and on and on. And so then we made a joke. It's like, you know, I've heard that's the best banana pudding there ever was. And it wasn't. So it's kind of funny. It was my other grandmother that made the banana pudding. So again, layer the bottom with the bananas. Now the next part, you're going to set this aside, is where it's going to get a little loud. Because I have to turn on. Oh no, my stuff fell. That's okay. I have to use the mixer. So what I'm going to do is pour the instant French vanilla pudding, and I'm going to put one more little, because some spilled out on the counter. And then you're going to get 2 cups of cold milk. Has to be cold. So if I went out of frame, I'm sorry. I was trying to keep it cold. So you put it in the mixer. And you can do this if you have a hand mixer as well. So we're going to mix it up for about 2 minutes. So I'm going to let it go, and I'll come right back and we'll have this part done. You want to start it slow and then go faster, or else it'll slosh all over the place. So we'll watch that for a minute. While that's mixing, in another bowl, can you hear me okay? Yes. Yay. A little sloshy. You take your cream cheese and you're going to put it in a different bowl. What's going to be funny about this is now everybody's going to realize how easy this is to make. It's not hard at all. So you take your softened cream cheese and put that in. My favorite thing on the planet. If you haven't had this in coffee, you need to try it. It's really good. So you take the condensed milk and all its yumminess, and you mix that with cream cheese. And if I wasn't filming right now, I'd be looking this way. What we're filming right now. So mix that in. So now you just mix this together. And this is why it's important that it's softened, because if it's not softened, it's not going to mix together very easily. Checking on my pudding in there. So kind of see, I want to get all those little lumps out. And if I have my hand mixer, I'd be using that, but it's out at the RV. Which is funny, what the Cowboy and I have gone to try to find about 5 things today, and we've noticed, oh, it's up on the mountain at the RV. So I guess a hand mixer is something I'm going to have to buy 2 of. So again, do it as good as you can. The best thing about being a home cook is nothing has to be perfect. My stuff is never really pretty, but it always tastes really good. So we're going to fold in the Cool Whip. Now, what's the difference between folding something in and stirring it? It's not as an aggressive motion. You're just literally taking it, putting it underneath and using that kind of motion. So I like to use, I don't know what these are called, the paddle looking thing. And again, I'm not going to use all of this because it's calling for 12 ounces and this is 16 ounces. So we take about 2/3 of it. We're going to fold it in. Again, the reason you fold it in is to try to keep that air so it doesn't beat out all the air of the Cool Whip. It keeps it light. That's another reason you can watch the colors to kind of know when it's there. We're pretty much almost done with the vanilla pudding part. Alright. This is where you get to work your muscles. I think you do a workout during Thanksgiving so you can eat all the food. So you lose weight before you even start eating it. That's pretty good. Alright. Oh, now it's a little more quiet. So, what you're going to do next is you're just going to mix all of this together. Again, kind of folding it in. So you're, that's the thickness you want. You want it to have a thickness of pudding.
Hang on, I'll zoom in on that.
Huh?
Hang on, I'll zoom in on that.
Okay. So that's the pudding. And the Cool Whip and the condensed milk.
Okay.
Okay. I've never had direction while I'm cooking before, so this is fun. So you just mix it up. And all of its yummy goodness. You can just watch the colors blend. Again, you're doing that folding motion, not really stirring, but folding it in. But make sure you go down to the bottom. That's a mistake I would make in the beginning, is just kind of doing the sides and not remember to go down to the actual bottom of it. Again, kind of working out those muscles. All right. When you kind of see, oh, see, I missed a spot right there. That's why you gotta go down to the bottom. It smells so good. All right, I think we're ready to put it in the pan. So let's see. This is where being short is not fun. So you just start layering it in. I'm going to save a little bit back because I like to make a smaller one for my dad, because he's with his family during Thanksgiving. So I always like to make a little bit extra for him and put some back. So now there's a choice you can make here. You can add another layer of whipped cream and then put, if you like it like a lighter, you don't want it such a vanilla-y, that's a word, right? Vanilla-y. So good. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it more on the French vanilla side rather than the Cool Whip kind of lighter side with the Cool Whip. And then you just layer the top again with vanilla wafers. There's one trick I follow. They always say you want it to look like what it's going to taste like. So you could even do another layer of bananas and then the vanilla wafers. You can do it however you want to. We're just going to do 3 rows of vanilla wafers. These kind of got broken, so they're not going to be the pretty. If I was taking my time, I'd pick out all the ones that weren't broken and put those on top. That's it. How quick was that? That was like really short. It's just a really good staple for Thanksgiving. So try it. There you go. Banana pudding. Mamaw's banana pudding. Happy Thanksgiving and have a wonderful holiday.
Hold it up again.
That good?
One more. There you go.
Yay.
Done?
I'm done.